Chase Tree and Tractor Service with 25 years of experience in tree removal. Serving the Midcoast of Maine, licensed and insured Maine arborist. Whether it's a pesky blowdown or a hard-to-get tree that needs removal. When you need an experienced professional, Jake Chase is the man for the job. Call 207-242-8961 or email him at chasetreeandtractorservice.jc@gmail.com.
LCTV is your nonprofit community media station. Please donate at lctv.org to keep us strong. Thank you.
One, two, three, four. Well, I've been holding in since the clock came Monday morning. From the end of the week, I'm bound to blow. Breeze walking to the honky-tonk like a pack of wolves now. Order up around the stripes and it's away we go.
Hello everyone, it's Wuzzup time. I'm Larry Sidelinger. He is the mayor of the mills, Bobby Whear. It's fish ladder time up there at the mills.
You must miss me a week. I only see Larry once a week.
Yeah, I know. We catch up.
For half an hour.
Yeah, for half an hour.
We get a lot accomplished in a half an hour.
We solve a lot of the world's problems, don't we? And we got TV Toby on the floor, Haven behind the camera. Bobby, I will say last week's paper was a blah. Yeah. This week's paper is one of the best ones I've seen in a long time.
I doubt we'll even get to the second section.
Oh, might not even get to the third page where we're going here, because there's a lot of stuff on here.
So
couple of interesting things though on the front here.
Yeah.
No pool. They finally have quashed that.
Yeah. Well, they've gone public.
They've gone public with what we already knew.
Yeah.
But that was, and I had a long talk with Casey a week or so ago about this, knowing this was coming up, and she's dealt with a lot of stuff down there. You talk about somebody who walked into a hornet's nest. Right. That's Casey Clark Kelly, and she has handled it terrifically.
And throw COVID in to boot.
That's what I mean. She took over right in the middle of COVID. They were on the downside of, they still owe a lot of money trying to rebuild that, paying for that addition. Mm-hmm. The girl who started the thing, she split, Megan, she split on them. And, but Casey has handled that whole situation with always a smile on her face. Always pleasant.
Well, I always had the...
Might make a lesser person go crazy.
I always had the fear, it's one thing to build the pool, it's the other thing to keep it going. It's like a hockey rink. People say, why don't they build a hockey rink? You can build the rink. That's not the hard part. The hard part's keeping it going.
Yeah, it's like $10,000, $12,000 a month to keep it going.
I
didn't realize it was that expensive to maintain a pool.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. I wonder how Wiscasset does theirs over there, because they have a pool over there, and Booth Bay does too. I understand how Booth Bay could maintain theirs. I don't know about Wiscasset, but
I don't think Wiscasset is an elaborate a building as the Y would have gotten into.
Probably not. Yeah. You're probably right there.
I think the Wiscasset, it's a great feature for the town, but I think it's a very basic building.
Yeah, and there's so many other things that the Y focuses on with child development and
they got a whole plate full.
They do. They really do. Yeah. And the people to manage that pool would be a big deal.
Yep.
And the other side of it is, speaking of our local schools, the judge dismissed that GSB lawsuit there. I was really
well. I think the school committee basically said there's no written law on the books about to go either way. So
and I guess the judge agreed with him.
Yeah.
Because the way I read it, he looked at the two parts, and if the second part held true, the first part had no bearing.
Yeah, right.
And I guess that's it'll be interesting if they appeal that decision.
Yep.
It will be.
I hope it just gets dropped.
Yeah, just quietly goes away for the sake of the town, but I don't think it's going to.
How about this story on the smallest church? The smallest church in the world is now up at the Wiscasset Speedway. Maybe these drivers can go into the church and say a little prayer before they get behind the wheel.
No, I would. I would.
Yeah, so that's...
we actually had the Hall of Fame show in here the other night.
Yeah.
It's going to be, it's coming up here in a week or so. Great show. Vintage Races Roundtable. That will be
fun. I'm sure you know Bill Pierce, right? Billy Pierce built this church.
Yeah.
Bill Pierce Jr. And he did it over the winter in one of the garages up at the Speedway. And...
Looks like it came out pretty slick.
Yeah, and it was it was Edna Verney. We all know Edna.
Yeah.
She passed away recently.
Yeah.
And she's a big fan of the Speedway.
Big
and
fan.
She's a big fan of the smallest church, which now they say is not the smallest church. There's actually another one. That's
There's another
smaller.
one.
Yeah.
And,
So.
how about that barge sinking down
Yeah.
in New Harbor?
Now, have we?
I don't know.
Have we seen this guy before?
I don't know.
Is
I don't
this-
know if I don't think I know Tucker
Guy,
Finney.
the gentleman's name is Tucker Finney.
Don't know
And so anyway, how did it sink? The
Well,
bow-
it's called a jack barge.
Yes.
And it's got these poles, and they're supposed
Right.
to slide up and down the
and
poles.
the front poles didn't slide.
One didn't slide, got caught on something,
yeah.
and
So the back filled with water, and
the tide rises and doesn't stop for any man.
Yep. So
So that went down. That hopefully that not too much damage was incurred.
Bremen just went past their ordinance amendments. They had a special town meeting. The one thing that they're getting more lenient on is they want to they want to be able to they want to be able to create what maybe we call in-law apartments on properties that normally wouldn't be able to have any other apartments in there, stuff like that. But they passed that. So
Affordable housing
yeah,
kind of fits in
well,
there.
affordable housing is the issue.
Well, I mean, you talk, Bob. You know this. You do the real estate. The laws in the state for development are so stringent and so difficult. Developers throw their hands up and walk away from these areas.
Yeah. It just opened a big one in Bath. Did you see that? Channel 6 this morning.
Was it Bath or Brunswick?
Bath.
Bath? Okay.
Yeah.
I knew Brunswick had over there at Cook's Corner. They had a bunch of big ones going
Bath
on there.
just opened a beautiful set of apartments.
And of course, in Damariscotta area, there's not a lot of land.
No.
Although I do know that there's just up my way, up on Standpipe Road there, 23 acres just came on sale.
Mm-hmm.
A big price tag on it, but not far off the water and sewer line.
Yep.
You know, so
So anyway,
We'll see.
that substance abuse treatment facility, they don't want. No one wants to say yes or no on that one. So they're deferring that to more meetings, I believe. That residents didn't get to hear a resolution on a proposed residential substance abuse treatment facility in Cooper's Mills. So, only 12 people showed up. I mean, listen. I mean, 12 people for a whole town. I mean, of course you're going to get 12 people upset, but I mean, these are things that are, as time goes on, they are needed. These things are needed.
They are needed.
We got a substance abuse issue here in the country, not just Maine.
Oh, absolutely.
Not just Lincoln County. So you have to deal with it in some way. And
if they cross all the T's, in the difficult part for the Whitefield Selectmen, if you've got a set of ordinances and the developer, whoever it comes, and they've got the T's crossed, the I's dotted, you can't go make up more rules.
right.
That's the rule of the
Now
land
this
right there.
this goes. I mean, we've seen facilities that are being built new. We got things that are getting renovated. This is a nursing home. They're not
Designed.
changing anything.
It's designed for basically
It's not
exactly.
changing anything. They just want a change of use, right? I just don't.
I can't understand.
I mean, if that doesn't go through, what could go through?
Well, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So we've just about covered the front. I do not know this character of the county. Why
Yeah.
would I know her? She's only been here a year.
Yeah, English teacher up at Lincoln.
Yeah.
Bridget Wright.
Yeah.
She seems to be a very concerned teacher. She was born in Chicago, but she says she never felt at home. She's moved around.
Guess
but
that
she
makes her a
said-
character, huh?
Yeah, so she's never felt as home as she does here. So
Yeah. You were a character of the county. What are the qualifications to be a character of the county?
They call you on the phone, you say, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for my call, I guess.
Yeah, well, Evan Houck, it was his last character of the county before he moved.
You was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did Evan go to?
Waterville, as far as I know.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a daily paper. He's working for a daily
Yeah.
paper. You know? So, anyway, so all these school budgets, oh my God. We got $1.7 million in Damariscotta, secondary education budget, and then we got a $1.8 million secondary education budget in Newcastle. And
Now you throw in Bremen's share there, and you've got a pretty good, almost $4 million in budgets.
Yeah, so we got Sergeant Eric Halpin.
I happened to see Eric Tuesday.
Yeah.
Was his last day, I think.
I didn't realize he was 10 years.
10. Yeah, he's been here 10 years.
Yeah.
He's going to take the new job, police chief job in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Really nice guy. I think he's done a really good job for the town. And
Yep.
I told him, I said, I really appreciate his effort and his demeanor, and really even keel guy. Pretty educated in what he's doing. He's been around.
Yep.
You know. And Pittsburgh's gain is our loss. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Troop 13. They were spring camperees. They was out camping. Good for them.
We got a Lincoln County detective, local guy, Ronald Rollins, grew up in Whitefield, and he's been really prolific in, sexual assault support services of Midcoast Maine, and he's getting I can't say her name, but I'm going to give it a shot. He's getting a recognition from Sarah Krajewski of the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. Good for him. He's,
Yeah.
I
thought it was pretty cool over to Wiscasset. They're going to have a career day, and they got the pitching coach from the Portland Sea Dogs coming. That would be kind of cool to talk to him. That would be kind of cool to talk to him. Speaking of some cool stuff that's coming up on TV here this week, we've got host Marvin Nesbitt of our Community Conversations did the 75th anniversary of the All in the Fire Department.
Right.
That's on tomorrow night, 7 o'clock.
Yep.
Folks, that was a great show,
Yep.
great talk. We had a lot of fun doing that one. Haven did a great job editing, putting that. Haven and CJ did the filming and the opening, and we had a lot of fun with that.
You want to get some flowers, you can go over to the Perch Cafe in Waldoboro. Veggies to table. They got a flower, what they're calling a flower pop-up, and you can go over there and get some flowers, probably very reasonably. Thinking of talking to her. We put flowers in all the guest rooms, and I'm thinking of talking to Erica about maybe, if she'll bring them over.
Yeah, you're not gonna go pick them, are you?
Well, no, but we're always running to the store at the last minute to get flowers. So if we had a supply.
Yeah.
But
RSU 40 taxpayers, they're looking at a big one, almost $38 million school budget over there. Whew. I mean, it's divided up over 5 towns, but it still averages over $7 million per town.
Great Salt Bay towns, they got almost $8 million education budget.
Yeah.
And we talk about that special ed throws it off, but the ones that I read this week, it really wasn't that.
Special ed wasn't a big one?
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. It can be, but it maybe wasn't this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got a new member of the school committee over there in Edgecombe, Jessie Wright. She's a parent of twin boys. They go to the Edgecombe Eddy School, so she's got double the concern. So vacant position because George Chase is going to be running for. He's going to be running for Edgecombe Select Board. He's leaving the school committee.
Yeah.
And so anyway, the Waldo's bringing in all kinds of Canadians. Levent de Nord, they're a great, fabulous band. They're going to be tonight, right now, folks. They're going to be playing over at the Waldo, and then they got another group coming in from Ottawa. They got another group coming in from Toronto.
Lots of stuff going on at the Waldo.
Yeah.
And did you see there, if you're FEMA assistance and SBA, time's running out.
Yeah.
May 20th to apply. And we've got some information on the station here. If you catch up with that, you'll see it. Go to their web pages and stuff.
It'll be Bobby Ives is 40 years. Bobby and Ruth Ives started the Carpenter's Boat Shop 40 years ago in an old chicken coop on Old County Road in Bristol.
Yeah, I remember when he first came around here, he was going to do that. And I was like, what's he going to do?
Yeah. Well, he was on Monhegan. He was the minister out on Monhegan, and they started having children. They thought maybe we want to get off the island. So they're going to have a tonight, 7 p.m. online. He's gonna give a talk about. He can talk.
Yep.
And he's an interesting talker. I mean,
He is.
You can't leave him when he's talking.
He always does the benediction of the pumpkin festival.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he does a great job.
know.
He does.
No
I really,
notes. No notes.
I love wait. I can't wait for. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Here is his
He
prayer.
did a wedding in my backyard, and the people who were getting married, they had a justice of the peace all lined up, and he got sick. And I called Bobby Ives up, and so I said, "Well, you can come down. You can have a couple drinks, and you'll have this." And geez, he came down, and did that wedding. You'd think he'd known him his whole life. So,
Yeah.
how about this? I showed this to Sherry last night. I said, Sherry, look at this dried cod.
Oh, yeah.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah.
How long would it take you to catch that many cod
Oh
today?
man. Well, today.
Yeah. I don't even
Forever.
know. I don't even.
cod was so plentiful. I mean, when I was a kid, we moved to Prospect Harbor from Damascus down there. I was down there 18 months. And you could go right down to the dock.
Mm-hmm.
My mother figured this out real quick. I was in 8th grade. Take a 5-gallon bucket in your fishing pole, and you could go down there and you could get codfish, Tommy cod, this long.
Yeah.
And you go down there and get 4 or 5, whatever she wanted for supper.
Mm-hmm.
Cut the heads off and got them and bring them home. And that's where we had codfish. And it was poor man's food.
Yeah.
You know, but codfish, pollock, harbor cod, Tommy cod, and they were good eating.
I heard that's why the Pilgrims stayed here.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Sears Island's got off of their Searsport. It's got May 11th, this Saturday. They're going to have a birding trip, and according to eBird, now I just look out my window, but I don't check eBird. But 234 species have been recorded at this Waldo County birding spot.
That's something.
234.
That's crazy.
Letter from Bob Butler in Waldoboro. He wants
Yeah.
to thank the 50 residents that showed up for the transfer station budget meeting. Approved. Well, the cost of trash is unbelievable. So, Jefferson Village School, they're interesting. They made an interesting move up there. They reduced the music teacher to 60%, and they made 40% of that time they're going to put in an intervention teacher, which I guess is more needed than musicians, but
Well, and it's not, and I think people want to understand it's not necessarily for drug use. It's intervention in a lot of different,
in general, in life.
in life, you
Yeah.
know, and there is so much, single parent homes and drug abuse at the adult level.
Well,
the
that's,
kids are seeing.
You know, that's why these what do they call them? The officers that are in the schools.
Resource officers.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what those guys are doing.
Yeah.
You know, they're not arresting people; they're talking to people. Hopefully. Yeah, I like this. Calvin's got some classic pictures here.
Well.
You know, people don't realize, you would remember up at the county fair, up at that corner.
I remember when Lawson
It went all the way back down Biskie Road.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Yeah, where Pool Brothers, not Pool Brothers, I still call it Hammond Lumber is today.
Yeah.
And the County Fair Motel and that big restaurant was there.
Yeah.
I was a real little boy when that was all going on, but yeah, I remember driving up by it. Yeah. I don't remember what happened to that building, whether she caught fire and burned or they tore it down or what happened.
Well, of course, you know, Tim Clark ran the motel up there.
Yep.
After, you know.
Yeah. He ran that for a number of years. I don't know
Yes,
how,
he did.
how
I
many
think
years.
his dad had it. I think.
No, I don't
No?
think so.
No?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. So anyway, but the amazing thing is, these pictures, I mean, Calvin has the names of the people.
He does. That's the amazing
it's
part.
unbelievable.
It really is amazing. That
Yeah.
Calvin comes up with that all the time. And thank you, Calvin, for doing this every week. I know
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, but by golly, he is dedicated to it.
Yeah.
He is dedicated to it. And I gotta say, I think this is the first time in a while that I haven't known anybody in the obituaries.
Well, there was William Keller was up the road from me. Up
Oh, well, he
there.
did?
Dan Keller is his son. He's got a little shop up there, garage, for fixing cars and stuff. How about this? Boy, this guy Paul Griffin from Waldeboro,
Well, he's in a
52
mess,
years
isn't he?
old. You know, he's been arrested like 3 times for doing illegal things with Elvers. So
Did you see how much money he made with Elvis
Yeah.
one year there?
Well-
$360,000.
well, then there's a couple other guys in the article who are from Waldeboro who went up to Canada.
Yeah, $370,000.
Yeah, they went
And
up.
then they got him for tax evasion
They
on
went
top
up.
of that.
These other 2 guys went up to Canada and started poaching Elvers up
Yep.
there, and they got caught.
Yep.
So. Got a
Nice story here about the Bristol construction people there, Kate and Brandon Blake.
yep.
They've gone into the cement business as well.
Yeah, he started doing foundations for his own jobs.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Why not open it up?" So he's doing foundations now. You can call his company. He's in Bristol.
It's hard work, but there's big money in
Yeah.
foundations. Yeah.
And then Bristol and South Bristol, they're talking together about, maybe combining things.
It would probably
try to
make
school
sense.
System. I know, and we all know that South Bristol, they don't want anybody touching anything
No.
down there. But they got quite a school going on down there. But anyway, they're talking, let's say.
Well, I'm not a big fan of consolidation, but I think when it comes to schools, when it costs so much to operate a school,
Mm-hmm.
the return on investment, I just think you gotta do some.
No, you got
like
a new
Booth Bay and Wisconsin. I had this conversation with somebody from Booth Bay yesterday. What they're looking at down there, the high school's in hard shape, junior high's in hard shape. They're looking at almost as much in renovations as to build a new school.
Yep.
Wiscasset's looking at some situations over there. Why don't they combine those 2 schools and make one regional
Yep.
school? Regional schools do work. Madomic Valley has proven that.
Mm-hmm.
And Lincoln Academy has certainly proven that.
Right. So anyway, got a new school committee member in Bristol, Marianne Santos. She's taking over Jess DeMaro's spot there on the Bristol School
Yeah.
Committee. What do we got for sports? Softball. right?
Everybody's playing. Madomic softball is hot. Lincoln in.
I still can't believe that pitcher. 18 strikeouts.
Yeah. Well, she won the game the other night over there. Madomic came from behind in the bottom of the 6th to score 4 runs to tie the ball game.
Yeah.
And in the bottom of the 7th, she hit a double with 2 out, and the next player up singled, drove her home, won the ball game, 8-7.
Was she pitching that game?
She was pitching that game too. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. And that was Levitt. They were a good team. Yeah. So, and baseball, Madomic is struggling. Baseball, Lincoln is struggling.
Lincoln.
But our boy Eli in tennis, Eli Melanson, he won his doubles match the other
No
day.
kidding.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Academy girls track team, they took first place in the Madomic meet. And nice picture of Dylan Burmeister. She runs one of the legs of the 400 by 800 relay. And
Yeah. and for all you Madomic fans out there watching baseball, we did have that Levitt game. Madomic boys rallied in the bottom of the 7th, and they called the Lash boy out, an infield single, and his left foot was on the bag, his right foot was across the bag before the first baseman caught the ball. The umpire called him out, and we got it on the replay. And, of course, they didn't change the call anymore. But the first base coach from Madomic got thrown out for arguing the call.
Sure.
It was kind of, sports. The ump is always right. Yeah.
we got the registration opened up for the Pembroke Beach Triathlon. They say it's the prettiest triathlon in the state of Maine, and it happens in August. And so anyway, you can.
Beach to Beacon may have a dispute with that, because that runs right along Cape Elizabeth there. Yeah.
No, I would. I'd argue the fact that this Pembroke Beach Triathlon could be the prettiest.
It could be.
I mean, they're describing where it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all beautiful coastline. But anyway,
I'm not going to run it.
I'm not signing up.
No, me neither.
So we got the fact that the public house, beautiful building there in Newcastle Square, is that's going up for sale. We all knew that.
Yep.
And Anyway.
Nice story, Janie Gravel. You know, they
Yeah, so
gave us a lot of credit there.
the Dog Valley High School student parters, they made quite a
$2,000 they raised there.
Yep, they raised $2,000 to fight hunger. I don't know where the hunger is, and it doesn't matter as long as you're fighting it.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I didn't realize there's a big apartment upstairs in that public house.
Oh yeah, I've been up there.
Have you?
Black walnut floors.
Yeah, that's what Jane told me. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah. And
could be- it could-
Kaja put those in.
Yeah, oh, he did?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it could be 2 apartments, she said,
Yeah,
probably pretty
yeah,
easily.
yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Got
Venture
a-
Morning Series.
Yeah, that's interesting there, Larry. They're going to focus on certain things in the mornings. They'll schedule it. And the first adventure thing is going to be June 8th at 9:30. And you get to go up to Little Dyer Pond, which is one of the most beautiful ponds
That's
in
where
the
Our
world.
Lady Claire lives.
Yeah. And so anyway, they have a bunch of canoes up there, and you can paddle on there. And
Paddle
they'll
around.
have guides, and they'll supply you with the canoes, the paddles, the life preservers. How can you beat that?
Can't beat that.
Yep. So
And the robotics team, they're going the world
Wow.
state champion Lincoln
Yeah,
Academy.
they-
We're going to do a story. I just last night was talking to one of the people from Lincoln Academy that's involved in this robotics. We're going to try and get a story on these.
yeah,
guys.
well, the LA Boosters, the fact that they're donating, they gave them $2,000 so they could go to Dallas
Yeah.
to enter the. That's not the Worlds, is it?
Nah, it
don't
says
know.
it is.
Yeah, okay, we'll take it. So
World
anyway,
Championships, the
$2,000 they're giving them, and in a normal world, the LA Boosters Club would donate to a sports team.
Yeah.
This is they're saying it's the first time they've donated not to a sports team.
Yeah. Good stuff. And like I said earlier, we got the Alna Fire Department, and we got the Maine Principal Association. Congratulations to Linda Pease, the principal of Medong Valley. That was so cool to be able to talk to her. Talking about positive influence. Oh, my goodness.
Yep. So we got I don't know if it's the same Young at Heart, but they got a luncheon up there in Cooper's Mills, Wednesday, May 15th. I don't know if it's the same Young at Heart that we're used to, but
And we want to put a plug in for Clark's Cove Farm. They've got the Boneheads down there. It's a
Yep.
free concert.
yep.
It's going to be great. It's 6 o'clock Saturday night, this
Yeah.
Saturday.
How about up at Odd Alewives there in Waldoboro? They got quite a group of
They got
musicians.
quite a bunch of stuff going on, too.
A lot of group of musicians up there. It was on May 5th on Sunday. And they slide guitars, mandolins,
Little bit of
double
everything.
bass, cello. Nice.
All
Looks
kinds
nice.
of good stuff going on here.
Final call to artists, the Damascotta Pumpkin Fest. You want to design their T-shirt and their logo? They're still waiting. A $500 prize.
Yeah. And they planted 13,000 onions at the Twin Village Food Bank Farm. That's up there across from my garage used to be.
Yeah. How many onions was that? Like?
13,000.
You sure about that?
Well, that's what I don't know, make a
I'll
lie.
have to go with that.
That's a lot of onions.
Should we dispute that count?
Could be 12,862.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm not going to call.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here at Wuzzup this week, Bobby. That's a quick half an hour. A lot of good stuff. TV, Toby.
Come on up to the mills, folks. See the alewives there. And the
Yeah.
ospreys are diving like crazy.
The fish are in. So that's it. I'm Larry Sidelinger. He's Bobby Whear, the mayor of the mills. TV, Toby. We got Haven behind the camera. Toby, say goodbye. Say goodbye. You like to say goodbye. You like to say goodbye, don't you? Chase Tree and Tractor Service with 25 years of experience in tree removal. Serving the mid-coast of Maine, licensed and insured Maine arborist. Whether it's a pesky blowdown or a hard-to-get tree that needs removal. When you need an experienced professional, Jake Chase is the man for the job. Call 207-242-8961 or email him at chasetreeandtractorservice.jc@gmail.com.